Hi guys, thanks for checking out my video. I've had some requests to redo what I refer to as my honeypot um, with a little bit better audio. Hopefully this one comes out a little bit better. So this is basically the zone I made most of my money in. It's pretty heavily populated, um, but this is my go-to when I want to gather a bunch of resources. You can roll with this particular run, left, right, east, west. You're going to come up with your own variants of it. But basically what I do, I start out at this way shrine. We're going to run up here, jump over to the coast, come up, and then come up through here all the way down into this little hidden section, which probably isn't very hidden anymore. Um, and it's pretty ore heavy, but it has a nice mix of all kinds of resource nodes for you. With that said, make sure you have your traveling gear on. So I use Coward's gear, which gives me a 30% movement passive, so you don't have to kick that off. If you don't always have it loaded, make sure you've got charging maneuver up. That affects mounted speed as well. Again, that's under the Assault and the Alliance skill tree. And then the other thing you want to do is make sure you've got your stamina regen food. I go with Orzorga's Tripe Trifle Pocket. Um, we'll load that up and off we go. Now when you come out of this way shrine, again we're starting off down south. Okay, you want to give a quick look there. If there's nothing there, you guys on console, you're going to go to the right side of this road. Okay, you're going to keep going up through. There are a couple of nodes on this side. We are not going to follow the road here. Okay, we're going to go straight through that crack that you see in the boulders. Okay, now from here you're going to just bang a right, grab this rune node, and then take a quick look back here. It's not always up, but if it is, grab it. Again, you know, the bonus to resource gathering, I say it in a lot of my videos, is you want to be on the lookout. Always check that miscellaneous tab in your inventory where the food is. Every once in a while you're going to find you picked up an ethereal dust. That's a yellow component that is used for psychic ambrosia, but the key thing is it sells for between 70 and 80,000 gold on PC. So make sure you're always checking for that, and pick up everything. I mean, even if you don't collect alchemy components, or if you're not interested in wood and you see them on the ground, grab them. You never know when one of those nodes is going to drop an ethereal dust. And if you get one of those, you're going to be extremely happy. It's going to make your whole session. The other thing is, I know a lot of people skip right by the runes. And in particular, you see that happen in Craglorn a lot. In Craglorn, they'll go through and they're all after either silk or wood, because those are the ones that are going to drop the Nern, right? And so when you get Nern Crux, obviously if you get the potent Nern Crux, that'll sell for like 16,000 gold. Those are huge, but they aren't the only thing, you know. So pick everything up. You know, if you grab a rune, that's the only node you can farm that has a decent shot anyway of dropping a yellow, right? And those yellows sell for 3 grand. So you get one of those, that's going to make your run right there. So once you get here, okay, I've been talking a lot and not really explaining where we're going. Mount up so that you can try and avoid contact with the mobs, right? The whole goal to this farm run is to avoid contact. So what we're doing here is just flying through, okay, and we're making basically it's almost like a little S. So where we are right now, we've come up through here, and basically we're just going in and out, in and out, in and out, right? And we're going to get down here and we're going to run the coast in just a moment. But there are a few nodes up in here that we want to grab. So stay close to the wall. Okay, and this is, you know, I had a couple of people say, you know, is is this doable on console when you don't have harvest maps? You see the nodes. Any of these runs can be done on console. You know, these are, look at these as guidelines. Don't follow what I'm doing necessarily exactly the way I'm running it. I mean, you can, but I made this up as I was going, right? So you're going to find that you're going to have your own variants to this run and even the other farming runs I have. This is all about, I'm just showing you the areas to go to that work for me. So as we see, there's a guy who just came through here. So now this is competitive. So what you do, he's going to go after that node, right? Jump out in front of him a little bit. This probably wasn't my best choice to stop here, but that's okay. What we're going to do here is just jump out in front of him, and sometimes you got to do this, right? You got to sacrifice a few nodes in order to stay efficient. Okay, you always want to be gathering. So if there's somebody there and you want to race with him from node to node, go ahead. But if you have to, just jump out in front of him, jump on your horse. That's where rapid maneuver comes in, right? And get yourself out in front, right? Or you move to a different area, you know. In this case, I know exactly where I'm going every time. I know where the nodes are. I've run this thing 1,000 times. Okay, so just so you know where we are, I'm going to do this real quick. We're up on the coast now, so we did our little zigzag through here. Now we're heading up the coast, and we're going to pop inland here. So jump across this, run your coast. Okay, and we're not going to stay on the coast very long. There, a lot of people on this will tend to run the coast. I choose not to do that, just because there's more nodes inland. And what you're going to find is this place gets pretty heavily populated, especially if you're on prime time. As you can see in here, some of these nodes are pulled out, so people have been running it. But we've had pretty good luck coming through here. I did have about 70 of each of these nodes, or 7. You know, I had 70 ore, 70 wood, and I think I had 40 silk on me. So we'll see what I had. I should have shown you that in the beginning. We'll see what I have when we get out of here. But this is a deal where you know, you just got to stay active. The Batika itself and the other starter zones as well. Just so you know, real quick, let me jump off. So what I've done here, I've run up the coast this side. Once you get, and you'll see it, there's a little outcropping. When you can see those ruins off in the distance here, shoot up in here. Okay, once you get up in here, there's a nice little collection of ore. Again, feel free to jump left or right. You don't have to stick to what I do, but I tend to come up this way. And what I'll do, I'll even grab that node if it's popped. Otherwise, I'm going to ignore this one, and just I'm heading back down here, right? Because there's wood. And then what I do is I head slightly on the right side of this road. This road right here in front of me. Okay, and I'm gonna bump inland off to the south here in a second. And I'm just gonna basically, we're gonna do a little circuit. We're gonna come up this side, head towards the way shrine a little bit. And as you can see, this stuff here, we've had pretty good luck. This is a pretty good run. Most of the nodes that we've caught up in here have been popped, which is good. So we're gonna shoot over here now. This rune is your key. This is your landmark. You're always looking for landmarks when you're establishing your own run, so that you know you're gonna remember which way to go. As soon as you hit that rune, that's when I head back down the road here. Okay, sometimes you'll find this is pop, but the stuff on the side of the road doesn't always stay pop very long, because even people who aren't harvesting, even the new players, they're going to go and grab that. So basically what you're doing here is head north. Okay, we're heading back the way we came, but we were down there. Alright, and you just look to the left and right. You guys on console, I feel for you without having harvest maps. It does make everything a lot easier. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So, landmarks are huge for you guys on console, I'm sure. You're getting used to it. Head up the road here. You can follow the road. I choose not to. I will cut across the grass here because I like to. These guys tend to be hidden from the other gatherers who tend to travel the road a lot. I will give a quick look down here. All right. So what you want to do is basically come to the crest of the hill. See if you can eyeball, like right there. There's a rubidite. So what I'll do is kick off charging maneuver, and I'll come down here. If I see that guy pop that rubidite or in the corner, I'll come down. Otherwise, I won't bother coming down here. Even if that one you can't always see this guy here. I'll look. My key point to decide whether I come off to this little oasis area is if I see that node sitting against the wall. But anyway, when you come up in here, okay, this will be another landmark where the stairs start in the stone. Basically, there are a couple of nodes here. You're going to go inland, all right? Just do a quick little semicircle here because the road is our focal point right now. There's a rune, and then we're going to grab an ancient silk back here, okay? Then we're going to come up. This guy here isn't always pop, but when you come across the road, before you jump to these guys, give a quick look back here because this one's hidden and sometimes is sitting there popped, right? Now this is where you get to the really competitive area of the island. So we've had pretty good luck here. You can see all these nodes. It's crazy, right? So bang all these guys out. I mean, this is a huge money-making run. I mean, look at this. I mean, we're in what? This is over 2 years in for this game, and you know, people gather all the time, and these nodes are still there. So I usually, when I get to this point, you can go up this way. That's where the sky shard is, though, and people tend to come up that way. If you see a rubidite ore there, go up there. That means that people haven't hit it yet, or it's probably popped. If not, come straight across here, and then you're gonna bang a left when you get to the cliff. You come over here, and this, like I said, this is where it's heavily populated, but there's a ton of ore. Do not ignore this spot when you're doing your crafting run, because you will hit this, especially if you make this run a few times a day. You're gonna hit this zone wall on the side here has a ton of ore up in there, and I'm gonna show you. Even if they're not popped right now, you guys on console are gonna be able to see wherever you see these cross pickaxes. That means that's an ore spawn point. And you do not want to ignore that, okay? So once you come up, the focus is that wall off in the distance there. But I do a little circle. You can choose to not do it. I like to zigzag in and out just because there's such a volume of nodes in here. Now, you'll notice my stamina. I've been sprinting pretty much the whole time, so check it out. So if you come in here, perfect. You will find, this is what I was just going to explain to you, there's a node that will pop here, here, and down here, and sometimes you'll see all three of these guys in that tight a bunching, and you'll get them all, and it will happen more frequently than you think, even if it's pretty heavily populated. Now right now I'm on prime time, and you know, even still, we've got pretty good success with the number of nodes that are available to be farmed. So even up in here. So you guys are noticing I did another video. I actually did it earlier, just prior to this, that it's basically resource gathering 101. So a lot of you guys already know it, but for you new guys who don't, it's all about stamina regen, the food you're using, and how to spend your CP, stuff like that. That's making it so that I'm able to sprint like this, and never run out of stamina. My stamina is just sitting at 100. The trifle pockets are crazy. So just so you know, what we did, this is that zone wall I was showing you probably a minute or two ago, right here. So if you want, you can come straight up in here. The key thing is this tree, another landmark right here. When you get to that tree, bang a left, you guys on console. 2 rubidite ore will pop here, and you'll have an ancient silk right there. And sometimes you're going to find all 3 are there. Okay? Now this is a quest area, so a lot of times you'll find these nodes are not available. But when they are, holy bejesus, I'm telling you, um, crazy, crazy coin. Um, so when you come in here, now sometimes I'll jump down off that cliff and get down on there if there's a lot of competition, like there is right there. But what you want to do, give a look up here. If this wood's here, grab it. And now we're going to head down into the secret area. So we've had pretty good luck so far this run, but I see a guy out in front of me going down. So basically there's a rubidite ore down here. We may have to compete with this guy a little bit. I jump across. Now what I do is a little zigzag here. Okay, he's over there grabbing the ore, and that's fine. So we'll let him grab that. And we're going to jump out in front of him here. Grab this ore. So what you want to do, or this rune, jump across, okay, or swim. Sometimes you can time your jump right. Okay, there's ore up the top, and we're getting to the secret area. Now this might not be there. He might beat us to it, and that's okay if he does. Jump over this and come up. And when you come up here, yeah, see, somebody's just been through here. But there'll be an ore right there. Get on your mount at this point and pop off charging maneuver and sprint down the coast. Now when you get here, no, it looks like we might be lucky. There's a cluster of ore in here. You got to be quick because people are starting to know about this. There are no mobs in here. Okay, so there's 1, 2, I think there's 5 of them. Alright, there will be another one there, right? Run down here, you're going to find a wood, and there's 2 more ore and a rune. Okay, 1 ore, there will be a rune here sometimes, and then your final node for this run is right here. Okay, so then at this point, all we're doing is we're going to bring up the map, we're going to spend 100 gold, right? And we're going to just recall here. Once you do that, you just start your run over. Okay, so that's the run. I call it my honeypot. As you can see, I'm on prime time on a weekend. It's Saturday here, and you know, I think, what time is it? I'm gonna look. It is 12:44 in the afternoon. So we hit that many nodes, 12:44 in the afternoon, a little bit of competition. But when you're spec'd right, you've got your championships skills spent right, you've got the right food, you're not running out of gas because your stamina stays loaded, you can make some serious coin or gather resources because you want to make your own gear. Do your thing. As you can see, I could come back through here now and I get right back on the run, and these guys have popped again, right? This is right back where we started. Got a little ahead of myself there, and I could come right back in and we jump right back into it. Is it the most exciting thing in the world? No. Are you going to get a ton of experience while you're doing it? Absolutely not. But that's not the goal of this. The goal of this is to come through and gather some resources. I hope this helps some of you out. I hope the audio is better on this one than it was on my original. And certainly if you have any questions, you want to see anything different, or you're looking for a different run, I have runs in not every zone, but a ton of different zones. I'm going to be sharing them as I go. I've already got quite a few out there. So look for more videos. Appreciate you watching. And like I said, if you have any questions or anything like that I can help with, feel free to leave a comment, like the video. I appreciate your support. All right, thanks.